With Russia now, the White House confirming to NewsNation that it is working on briefing the full House and Senate on the ongoing situation involving Russia and Ukraine. Federal officials say the administration has had dozens of meetings with Congress as that situation has developed over the last few months, including two involving President Biden himself. But briefing the full House and Senate typically reserved only for incredibly serious matters. Meantime, the Biden administration laying out some of the steps it's prepared to take against Russia should that situation devolve even further. Those include economic sanctions, export controls, and diverting natural gas from Asia to Europe if Russia decides to cut off its supply to the Europeans. Washington correspondent Kellie Meyer is live for us. Kellie, all of this can feel kind of abstract at times when it's happening so far from our shores, but we're looking at real impacts for many Americans.
Absolutely, Nicole. And one expert putting it to me like this, saying we should care because what happens in Europe affects us. It affects our troops. We have 8,500 troops on standby waiting for that call. It affects our security and cybersecurity, and it also affects our economy. And that includes the price you pay at the pump. And all of this is hinging on what President Putin decides to do next.
Today, Russia putting its military might on display, releasing video of troop exercises along the border with Ukraine as the world waits for what many expect will be an imminent invasion. This as President Biden ramps up U.S. forces preparations should Moscow move ahead with an attack. Overnight, sending more U.S. military equipment to Kiev and promising to do everything possible to support Ukraine, but ruling out American boots on the ground. But the president is taking steps to beef up U.S. forces in nearby countries that are part of NATO, adding to the 60,000 U.S. military already stationed in Europe, mainly in Germany and Italy. If Americans get involved in the region, how would it impact everyday life here at home? 8,500 troops currently on U.S. soil are on standby, ready to be sent to Eastern Europe, and the Pentagon isn't ruling out sending more capabilities if needed. Cyber attacks. The Department of Homeland Security is warning of Russian cyber attacks against the U.S. should Washington respond to a Russian invasion of Ukraine. The attacks could be against anything from planes to hospitals to gas stations. Think the Colonial Pipeline hack from last May that shut down the country's largest fuel pipeline. An increase in gas prices. That means already spiking prices could go up even higher. Russia is the #2 oil producer in the world, and the U.S. is threatening severe economic sanctions, the likes of which Russia has never seen. That could impact Russia's energy exports, driving worldwide oil supplies down and prices up. And safety and security. Today, President Biden says if Putin attacks, it will be the largest invasion since World War II. An attack creates political uncertainty in a world that has already been shaken by a global pandemic.
And Nicole, right now, Russia is waiting for a response from U.S. and NATO allies that Ukraine not be allowed into NATO, something we consistently hear from President Putin. But we also hear consistently from the U.S. and NATO allies that this is off the table, that they won't close the door on NATO's long-standing open door policy. Now, as for what happens next, experts say Putin is waiting for someone else to make the first move, saying that he's seen as both the arsonist and the firefighter, that he started this crisis, but he is pointing the finger at someone else for fanning the flames. Nicole?
All right, Kellie Meyer live for us from D.C. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.